Welcome to Designing Spaces Think Green, a special edition of the show that's all about you, your space, and living the green lifestyle. I'm Debi Marie, filling in for Ted Brenson. We're here at the Gumbo Limbo Nature Center in Boca Raton, Florida, where research is going on to ultimately help sea turtles' survival. Our survival hinges on our environment, much like the enclosed environment here maintained in this tank. It ultimately helps us all live healthier lifestyles, both for those who inhabit the land and the sea. Designing Spaces believes it's time to take care of our home, the ultimate living space, our planet. So let's get started and think green. It's really fascinating to be able to watch marine life through specially designed windows. Windows and how they're made can really affect your home's energy efficiency. Replacing windows in your home can make a big difference. Energy Star rated replacement windows can lower utility bills by up to 15%. For more information, we go to Columbus, Ohio.
With many homeowners staying in their houses at a time when the real estate market is down, they are turning to home improvements that can have the most impact. The windows on your home have a major impact on the energy efficiency of your home, and replacing the windows with the right glass can affect everything from your floors and furniture to your utility bills. Think Green looks at high-performance windows. This home is undergoing a transformation. New windows. Not only will they look nicer and give the home an upgraded appearance, but the windows they're replacing now don't insulate well between indoor and outdoor environments. Energy Star rated replacement windows can reduce utility bills by up to 15%. These high-performance windows going into this home contribute to lowering the home's carbon footprint. Think Green met up with Tim Clancy, ClimaGuard Glass Product Manager at Guardian Industries, to show us what's different about these windows. Other than the fact that these new windows look nice, what is it that makes them so special?
Thanks, Nicole. Great question. They do look great. These are good-looking windows. But besides the fact that they look great, they're also very energy efficient. And the glass itself is the biggest contributor to that energy efficiency and a great, comfortable indoor environment.
Now, what is it that actually makes this window different from the windows that they're currently replacing?
If we talked about high-performance windows 15 years ago, we really would have had a discussion about whether these windows had 1 or 2 pieces of glass in the window. Today, windows commonly have 2 or even 3 panes of glass in them, but more importantly, today's windows have low-E coatings in them. These low-E coatings, or low emissivity coatings, can reduce the energy loss by up to 50% versus a window without the low-E coatings.
These coatings work by slowing the transfer of heat through the window by reflecting radiant thermal energy, or heat. So in the winter, radiant heat produced within the home is reflected back into the home. In the summer, the sun's radiant heat is reflected outside, keeping the home cool.
These windows contain ClimaGuard Low-E glass by Guardian Industries. Guardian is the largest manufacturer of flat glass in North America and one of the largest in the world. Therefore, they're always at the forefront of the science and technology behind these low-E coatings.
Producing this Guardian ClimaGuard glass is a 2-step process. Silica sand, soda ash, limestone, and a few other ingredients are combined at temperatures around 2,800 degrees Fahrenheit to form molten glass, which is then slowly cooled to form glass sheets. The glass sheets then run through a sputtered coating process that applies the low-E coatings by laying down many microscopic layers of elements, such as silver, silicone, and other elements designed to provide the perfect thermal and durability properties. Thanks for giving our viewers a better idea of what goes into actually producing this glass for these energy-efficient windows. You mentioned choosing coating based on climate, so how does this actually benefit the homeowner?
With all the advancements in the technology that goes into these ClimaGuard Low-E coatings, we can now essentially tune the window based on the region that the home is going to be in. We can focus on the 3 main criteria in choosing a window. One is U value.
U value is the measure of how fast heat can move through a material. The lower the U value, the better.
The second is solar heat gain, which is the resistance of the sun's heating rays from coming into the home and redirecting them outside. And then the third one is light transmission, or how much of the daylight can come into the home.
Here in Columbus, Ohio, these windows will see both cold winters and hot summers. Therefore, a product with a low U value and a fairly low solar heat gain, but balanced with a higher light transmission, is the best choice.
Understanding U value, solar heat gain, and light transmission will definitely help a homeowner find the right window for their home. And those values can be found right on the window sticker.
For those who don't want to spend the time researching these numbers, the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency has done the homework for you. The EPA runs the Energy Star program for windows, which qualifies windows based on meeting high energy efficiency guidelines for specific climate zones.
Many window manufacturers today do use ClimateGuard Low E glass, but if there's any question, you can look for the logo on the glass itself, or you can just ask your contractor to get in touch with the window manufacturer.
Tim, thanks so much for joining us on this episode of Think Green.
Nicole, thanks for having me. It's been great.
For more information, visit climateguardglass.com on the web. To see this portion of the show again, visit designingspaces.tv and simply click on the video. You'll also find a link to the ClimateGuard website.
We all know the importance of communication. What would you do without your phone or the internet? Well, what about the concept of communicating with your environment? In this case, your home's HVAC system. It could only lead to good things for you and the environment. Here's Angela Bryant with the story.
With escalating energy costs and new awareness concerning reducing our energy consumption for an environmentally friendly lifestyle, approaches to heating and cooling our homes are changing. Cell phones and Wi-Fi are placing energy-efficient systems at our fingertips, no matter where we are. So tell me, before we take a look at the actual components and hardware of the system, can you please tell me, what is a ComfortNet communication system?
Yes, the ComfortNet communicating system, it makes installing high-efficiency equipment easier. The tough part about it is when you get into the higher efficiency equipment, it becomes more challenging to install. You get into things like multi-stage compressors, variable speed fan motors, modulating furnaces. And the ComfortNet communicating system just kind of simplifies it. Has automatic setup, and so you're going to ensure that you get the most efficient system for that homeowner, and it's always going to be installed perfectly the first time.
Which is a great thing for you, isn't it?
Well, from the contractor perspective, it's perfect because it's allowed 1 hour air conditioning to actually deliver extremely high efficiency at an affordable cost.
Because we're installing one here today, let's go take a look.
Definitely. Let's go. So how is this different from a thermostat, say, that I've seen in other homes?
One of the greatest parts about this, once again, is the software that we build into the indoor and outdoor equipment. Once this is installed, you put that on the wall. It automatically configures everything for the outdoor and the indoor system based on the size of the equipment so that everything's going to work perfectly.
Something you mentioned earlier was that homeowners can communicate with this system remotely?
Yes, this thermostat, through an internet gateway we have in the house here that goes with the thermostat, will allow consumers to go ahead, and they can be 1,000 miles away, dial in on their cell phone or on their iPad or Android, and see what's happening with their thermostat at home. They can set up thresholds so they can tell high temp, low temp, high humidity, low humidity, and we've got diagnostics packed into this communicating package. So there's over 40 unique alarms that can be sent out to the customer if there's any kind of issues that are happening with the system.
That's totally amazing. And does that somehow make it more energy efficient than, say, a typical thermostat that I might have in my house?
It really does, and the main thing is the setup. Like I said, when it sets it up automatically, it's going to set it up so that the fan runs at the proper speed for the size of the equipment, and everything's as efficient as it can possibly be.
So Dave, what tips can you share with homeowners in how they can use this system to make their homes more energy efficient and environmentally friendly?
Well, obviously, choosing a quality Goodman system is a great step in keeping their energy bills down. But it really comes down to the installation. It's got to be professionally installed to be sure that it's sized and installed properly, or to never perform at the rating that it's received. The ductwork has to be sized properly. There's certainly a lot of things customers can do even on their own. Certainly by unplugging all the power thieves that are around their house all the time, all the transformers that are powering up our cell phones and our laptops, as long as they're plugged in, they're using power. So keep unplugging those things and keep those power bills down.
Wow, so today was really informative for me. But you know what? I do have one question left.
What's that?
When are you coming to my house to install one of these?
In an hour.
Okay. Wow, this is so quiet. Is that normal?
Yeah, this is one of the quietest models that we have in our catalog.
Wow, nice.
Well, and Jim's not giving it enough credit. This machine actually rates at 74 decibels, which is about equivalent to your refrigerator in your home.
Well, tell me, our viewers, if they're interested in getting a unit like this, where would they get one?
Well, if they want to find out about our products, they can go to our website at www.goodmanmfg.com, and they can find out about this and our entire line of quality products.
Thank you so much, Jim Fisher of Goodman, for coming out here, and Dave Borowski of 1 Hour Air Condition. I really appreciate all the information that you've shared today. Thank you. Be sure to take a look at our website, designingspaces.tv. You'll get a link there for Goodman as well as 1 Hour Air Conditioning. Also, if you'd like to see this segment once more in case you feel like you've forgotten anything or didn't get to see something, be sure to check out that link as well. For Think Green, I'm Angela Bryan.
Believe it or not, old appliances like old refrigerators can be recycled, and many of the parts are of value for future manufacturing. Some of the materials need to be disposed of as hazardous waste. It's all part of the Appliance Recycling program. Jeff Wilson reports in Stowe, Ohio.
Doing what we can to help our environment is important to all of us. By making a modification to our lifestyle, not only are we helping the planet, we're living more efficient, sustainable lifestyles. Even the utility companies are feeling the crunch to operate more cleanly and provide electricity for an ever-increasing demand. Think Green discovered one company that's turned to helping others live a greener lifestyle by recycling an antiquated appliance we're all familiar with, the refrigerator. Think Green is here in Stowe, Ohio, where an old refrigerator is being picked up for recycling. It's a 20-plus-year-old energy hog that uses 3 to 4 times the electricity of an Energy Star appliance that's manufactured today. This is Amanda. She's got a refrigerator that's ready to be recycled. And I think this refrigerator is old enough that the avocado color is coming back in style. So what finally made you decide to get rid of it?
Actually, my husband and I bought this house about 4 months ago, and we had new appliances installed, and this was just one of the old refrigerators that we had. Put it in the garage, no use for it.
And they're willing to come and take this off your hands for nothing?
Yes.
And send you a $50 check?
And I get $50.
Yeah, and I imagine you're going to save a lot of money on your electricity bill.
Absolutely.
Well, how'd you hear about the program?
Actually, I heard about the program. We got a statement for our electric bill, and it was on the back of our statement.
Oh, okay. Well, you must be ready to get rid of it.
Let's get it out of here.
This is the Jayco Environmental Recycling Facility in Stowe, Ohio, where we are about to see Amanda's old refrigerator demanufactured. And with us as our guide through that process is Michael Dunham. Michael is the Director of Energy and Environmental Programs at Jayco Environmental. And Michael, thanks for having Designing Spaces Think Green here at the facility.
Well, thank you for coming.
Before we get started with the tour, could you tell us a little bit about the Appliance Recycling Program?
We designed this program about 10 or 11 years ago, and it started out in California. And we were targeting old refrigerators and freezers people had in their garage or their basement. Typically, they use 3 to 4 times as much electricity as one made today.
Wow.
And they're also environmental time bombs. So it's very important that we bring them in here and demanufacture them properly. We separate the steel, the copper, the aluminum, the plastic, the glass shelves, and then we take the polyurethane foam out of the walls and get the CFCs out of it. And we also take the refrigerants and the oil out. And so over 95% of the materials that went into making it are separated and repurposed.
All right, so let's see how Amanda's old refrigerator is going to be demanufactured.
Okay, we got it right here, so let's go. So the first thing that we do, Tom is pulling the doors off, and we're going to put them into one of those bins over there, and then he'll take the interior parts out, and then we'll put it on this conveyor and rolled up to a state-of-the-art evacuation machine that sucks out the refrigerant and the oil simultaneously and even cleans the oil so it can be reused as clean mineral oil.
Oh, you're kidding.
So that's what we're going to show you next.
All right, let's see it. right, this is where it all happens, huh?
This is where it happens. And we're going to need safety goggles for this thing, so let's go ahead and put them on now anyway. The fridge is going to be taken up in the air. The door on that chute will open up, and then it'll drop in. The door closes, and we pull a vacuum on it.
So you've got different things coming out of different pipes here?
Of all these different chutes, yeah. So this is polyurethane foam, and it's actually in the walls of the fridge.
Oh, right, I see.
So what we're doing is we're shredding the whole carcass.
Yeah, okay.
And this that was in the walls is going to be turned into a powder.
Oh, yeah.
See that? So that's going to be the powder. And the gas that was in those billions of bubbles is going to be a liquid, and it's going into that container.
And that gets destroyed like the other gas.
It gets destroyed like the CFC-12.
And it should be pretty easy to separate out the metal that's magnetic, right? Ferrous metal?
Correct. What we do is we have magnets in here that separate the steel.
Well, let's see what happened to Amanda's refrigerator.
Okay.
This is all the ferrous metal that's left?
This is the ferrous metal, and here it is. You can see all the green.
Oh, yeah.
That's Amanda's refrigerator, or it was. Now it's separated into tiny pieces. And the foam is in those bags, and the plastic, aluminum, and copper comes into this bag, and then we're going to take that in and have it separated with eddy currents. We dump them into that hopper, and then that hopper has all these conveyors. There's another magnet here that we separate any steel that got through.
Right.
We separate it again after it got shredded, and that goes into the first bin.
Okay.
Copper and aluminum go through there and get separated by eddy current, and then the plastic drops here. That's plastic, and what will happen to that is we'll send that to a plastic recycler, and they will turn that into pellets. They separate the ABS from the hips, and then they can make things like computers, cell phones, laptops, all that kind of stuff, iPads.
Yeah. So this is it then? This is the end of the road?
That's the end of the road. There's nothing left. Yeah.
Well, Michael, by now I think many of our viewers are probably wondering if they're eligible to recycle their old refrigerators and freezers. How would they go about doing that?
Since we offer this program in 32 states in the U.S. with 150 utilities, what they can do is go to jaycoinc.net, enter their zip code, and it'll pop up if their zip code is eligible. So since we did about 500,000 fridges across the country last year, there's a good chance there'll be a program in their area.
And I'll tell you what, we'll link to your site from ours, designingspaces.tv. You can also go to the Think Green section, watch this segment and other segments from today's show. Michael Dunham and everybody at Jayco Environmental, thank you very much.
Thank you for coming, Jeff.
And for Designing Spaces Think Green, I'm Jeff Wilson.
We all want clean water and healthy ecosystems. We all want to lower the cost of living and run more efficient households. The new technology is here now, improving our lifestyles and environment. Let's keep moving in the right direction towards a healthier world. For Designing Spaces Think Green, here at Gumbo Limbo Nature Center in Boca Raton, Florida, I'm Debi Marie. For more information about anything you've seen on today's show or to find out how to be part of the show, log on to designingspaces.tv. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/dspacestv. Or friend us on Facebook. Type in the words Designing Spaces. You can visit these websites to learn more about the participants on this edition of Designing Spaces.